So then guys, welcome back yet again to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Galaxy S22 Ultra, and rather than do an initial review where we talk about specs and we talk about the phone and how it looks and stuff and the S Pen, everybody's already heard about all this shit before. I wanted to give you my personal actual experience with this phone and generally what I actually think of it. And the red colour was actually better than I expected. A lot of people were saying it looked horrible, it was shit, it was horrendous, but it's actually not that bad. It's grown on me quite a lot. It's definitely worn off the, I suppose, the honeymoon phase which you get for the first like 2-3 days of owning the phone, but just everything that I do on this phone has been amplified by like 10 times, and that really does go into the 10 times zoom, 3 times zoom, 30 times zoom, all the way up to 100 times zoom. Everything's just been improved with these cameras by a significant amount, and obviously a lot of this is software, which is pretty crazy to think about. Software has been a huge factor in getting this phone as good as it really is. I mean, honestly, the screen really isn't that much different to the S21 Ultra, but the fact it's square really does give it a different experience, a different hold, a different feeling. When you're watching media or playing games, it just feels better to work with. But one of my biggest things out of this phone, which I just don't think you could really understand unless you own the S21 Ultra, is the Exynos 2100 to the Exynos 2200 jump is not that big. It really isn't that big. Multi-core, single core is not that big. GPU's obviously quite a lot better, but the reality is this chipset, despite being more power hungry, etc., and roughly having the same battery life as the S21 Ultra, you're actually getting a much better experience because the S22 Ultra handles its calling solutions and its video recording solutions so much better. I found myself recording for fairly long periods of time on the S21 Ultra and it would become choppy, it would become quite laggy, it would be extremely hot to the touch, where the S22 Ultra so far from all the recording I've been doing has had none of those issues. And I've obviously purchased a gimbal, the DJI OM5 I think it's called, and this gimbal is going to really stabilize the videos and really push out that extra quality that I think my videos need, because my stabilization is never really that great, even though the S22 Ultra stabilization has improved. Now, if I'm honest, I generally think that the main camera isn't that much different to the S21 Ultra, other than the fact that, again, in software, they've boosted contrast and saturation quite a lot, which I really do actually prefer. I do think that the S22 Ultra is overall a better performing phone, much cooler. Its battery life obviously doesn't suffer as hard as the S21 Ultra because of this, and maybe the Qualcomm version's better. I don't know. I've never used it. I've never really held one. I think the last time I had a Snapdragon phone was with my Nexus 6P, and that was the Snapdragon 810, one of the worst Snapdragon chips out at that time. Overheating issues, battery drain issues, even boot loop issues and stuff. That chip was fucked, man. And Exynos at the time was very much a better chipset. Now, I would say that Exynos has come back to glory. The only thing I actually have a problem with is lack of optimization for apps currently, and this is still a problem right now because you would expect them to have sorted out some of these issues by this point, and they still haven't really sorted out many of these problems. So I'm hoping that as we move forward, the Exynos 2200 and even the games and apps get a much larger optimization experience, because Call of Duty Mobile seems to be pretty much the only game that's been properly optimized for the phone, and even then I'm still not quite sure it's been fully optimized. Today is April 12th and they just managed to bring out a new update. I've noticed with new Samsung phones they always bring out hot fixes quite often, so it's literally just a case of waiting. I bought multiple cases for this phone, mainly because I have a ESR case which I actually got refunded for because the S Pen wasn't coming out of the slot, and I seem to have a very similar issue, but it's not as bad with the official Samsung cases, both the leather case and their clear case, which I actually prefer quite a lot more to the ESR case, as you will see in this video. I'm currently rocking the Samsung clear case with the kickstand on the back, as it's magnetic opposed to just like a clip that sticks in the back of the case, and I obviously think it looks better than the P shape. So yeah, honestly, I do think fast charging 2.0 makes quite a large difference too, at least for me, for someone that is quite often on the go, going on walks, doing exercise, going to the gym, etc. I like to have my battery topped up as much as possible, and so this phone just does pretty much everything for me. It's like an upgrade, even if it is slight, over the S21 Ultra in almost every single way, and it's enough to really say this is like the refined S21 Ultra but without the app optimization, which I'm sure will come very soon. Yeah, so I'm excited, and yeah, I don't really know what else to say, to be honest, because just overall, you know, my thoughts and impressions are S Pen's great. Feels like writing on paper for the most part. I know some apps still aren't optimized for the AI, so it can be a little bit laggy. I mean, there's a few app problems, as I say. Some things aren't fitting the aspect ratio now and again here and there. But again, app optimization, everything else, it's just perfect. It's just great. And I can't really say much else, but that really is it. So I just wanted to tell you my experience with it so far, my initial impressions, and I think it is absolutely insane. So yeah, maybe we'll get the S23. We probably won't though, unless you guys do watch my videos enough without ad blockers and probably donate and help me try and get that phone. I'm joking, guys. You don't have to do any of that shit, but it would be nice. It really would. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and see you guys later. Peace. So no, those are not black balls in my face.